So let me tell you what I've been doing. Obviously I've talked about it in the past, me trying to get back in shape in my older age here, so I've lost weight and everything, and I'm making changes and everything. What I've been doing here recently, the newest thing, is I'm getting up at 5:30 in the morning. One of those things, you think about doing. You've thought about, like, oh wow, that, you know what, I'd like to get up earlier. Get the body moving, get the blood circulating. Before so I don't feel so rushed, because I'm the person that gets up 30 minutes before I have to walk out the door, basically. And you might be lucky if it's 30 minutes, because I might hit that snooze until it's the last fucking second. But yeah, I'm getting up at the 5:30, and I'm not gonna take all the credit. I have a friend. We're doing it together. We're bettering ourselves together. We're keeping each other accountable. We're getting up early, getting things going. So what I've been doing is I'm getting up. I'm doing about 30 minutes of yoga. Just stretching, getting the body stretched, getting the body warmed up for the day, basically. And honestly, it's been great. Let me tell you what happened. The first day, alarm goes off. I get up. I walk out here. Like, all right, let me get the yoga mat out. Let me get Romani going on the YouTube video. I glance out the window. There's 3 deer standing out there. Just three deer basically standing right outside my door. And I'm like, look at that. See, if I was in bed, I wouldn't have seen this. This is a sign I should be up 5:30 in the morning, getting myself together, doing things. Wasting too much time sleeping. Like okay. And so I've kept to it. We have kept to it. We've kept to it. And so today, I'm recording this on, it's Juneteenth, so my place of business was closed today. So I was off. Here's where the trouble comes in. Now, you don't create routine by just doing it sometimes, not doing it sometimes. So, just because I'm off don't mean nothing. I got up at 5:30 this morning. 5:30, got up, did my yoga. Cut my hair and all that. The problem is, once you do it on like a day you're working, you get up at 5:30, do your yoga, whatever you need to do, leave that shower, whatever, leave, go to work and work a full day. You're just going. You don't feel tired. You don't feel tired. But when you just sitting at the house, which is what I was doing today, just sitting at the house, it just runs up on you. I don't know how people do it. Like that's their routine, is to be up early in the morning and to just stay up no matter what they're doing. Because I was struggling on this couch this morning. I mean, at about 10 or so, maybe not even then, I was like, oh, this is tough. Then my eyelids start getting heavy on you. I was getting so damn drowsy. I was like, oh, I need to be doing something. I need to go to work. Because that 5:30 up and then not doing anything after getting up, man. And it's supposed to be a good thing to feel like, oh, the day's so long, right? Oh, it's so much extra time now. Not when you're not doing nothing, because I had to watch the kids. So, I was just here, not doing anything, just fighting sleep. And I did it for a while. I fought that sleep for a while. I did pretty good, but then, it just succumbed to my own body. Passed out for like an hour and a half. But even though it's 1 o'clock right now, I probably won't get to bed until 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, alarm's going off 5:30. I'm getting fucked up. Now, I'm not going to be responsible for any naps that might be taken later on in the day. I'm just saying. It's right now. I'm liking that. I'm liking getting up and getting my body going, and getting it warmed up. It doesn't feel like, and I like that. I like the fact that because I get up, do the yoga, go take a shower, and then I still have like 30 minutes left or so before I have to leave the house. Like, it's just so leisurely. Like, I can do whatever. I can go sit out, just enjoy the morning weather for a minute. I don't read papers. I don't look at news, but what if I did, I could do that. It's nice. Anyways, this is the JC Weekly Podcast, episode 27. And you know what kind of time I'm on these days. I've to stop giving out the socials. If you're here, I appreciate you. If not, it is what it is. So I saw a conversation, as I usually do. I saw a conversation online, and it piqued my interest. A young lady brought up saying that if you were dating a man, what you should do is have a shared album with him. And that's where you guys can, put in your pictures and everything, selfies, whatever it may be. Just have pictures in there. She's like that's like flowers to a man, is basically what she was saying, what she said. And I saw that and I was like, that's interesting and I like it. I'll be honest with you, I like the idea. I really do. Now, I'm going to preface all this when saying, like, when she didn't mean nudes, she just meant, like, if you take some selfies of yourself that you think are cute, you know who else is going to think they're cute? Your man. So I'm not talking about nudes. We're not talking about nudes. I'm like, you know what? That is something I agree. I agree. I think I would like that. Like, I had a shared album with my person, and, anytime she, felt like she cute, she took her little selfies, boom, throw it in there. And it doesn't have to be like when she thinks she's cute. If she just took some goofy stuff, just being funny, like, hey, my man would like this. He would find this funny. Boom, throw it in there. I'm going to take a look. Like, oh, shit. I know she's thinking about me, I thought that was a good concept. I think that's a good concept. I think that, like, more simple things like that, sweet. It's sweet, right? It's sweet. It's simple, but it's showing that you're always thinking about each other and wanting to share, your lives with each other and what's going on with you. I don't take a lot of selfies, but I feel like if I was in that situation and I had someone and we had a shared album, I would make the effort to, like, take pictures. And it don't have to always be me. It could just be some shit I found cool. When hey babe, look at this, or whatever. This something that's intimately for you two people to share together. I think that's kind of dope. People always like to use the analogy, or is it a metaphor? guess it'd be a metaphor. Oh, it's like flowers for a man. Um, Fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what flowers for a man is. Most people like to say, "Oh, flowers for a man is a blowjob." That's not flowers for a man. But I mean, I do feel like men would appreciate. I'm not. Well, let me not speak so generally. Some men would appreciate, this being thought of by their female counterpart enough that they're gonna share what's going on in their day, how they look, but I'm gonna tell you one goddamn thing. Any of the pictures from my female, I said that don't sound right, does it? My female, like I own her. Any pictures from my girlfriend who I'm dating, whatever, I better not see nary one of them on Instagram. Goddamn it, but not see them there, because this is our special shit. This is why this folder is shared to just between me and you. Okay. Don't be sending me that, and then like an hour later, I open up Instagram and see the same fucking shit. No, it ain't special no more. Them flowers ain't special no more. You done picked them flowers off a fucking grave and gave them to me. They used flowers is what they is. Gonna give me used flowers, used pictures. No, this is something special between me and you. You better go ahead. I'm gonna like who brings that up? Like, hey, like if I feel like if a man brought that up and was like, hey babe, let's do a shared folder where we can put these, put some pictures up, we can share them with each other. She immediately gonna think, oh, you just want to see a bunch of nudes all the time. Like, how does a man bring that up? I mean, you have to explain yourself. But I think it'd be a good idea. Moving on. Another conversation. I just scroll and find interesting conversations online. A lot of times they end up being about relationships, which I think is an interesting topic for me sometimes. So this question was how often when dating someone do you want to see them? Like, 3 days a week, every day, just on the weekends, one of those deals. And there was a wide variety of answers. Some people were like, let's like my example, 3 days a week. Some people said every day. Some people said just on the weekends. Some people say it can be just a few days, but we have to communicate somehow. The other days, if we're not going to see each other in person, like a FaceTime, a text, or something, we have to be communicating still. Either way. And I thought about this for myself. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like if I really like you and I really enjoy being around you, I'm gonna want to be like in your presence, like every day for some period of time. It ain't gotta be a whole day. We can just some little short thing, just checking in. But I'm also a very I don't mind being alone. So it's also one of those things that if the person I'm with, like, doesn't want that, I don't need to see you every day, Jay-Z, which I understand. I understand that, and that's not gonna bother me. But like if I like you, and like I really enjoy your presence, like I'm probably gonna want to swing by. Okay. And if it's the other direction, if she's felt the same way, swing on by. You ain't got to call. It's all right. Come on by. We together. We's together. You ain't gonna walk in on nothing. I had to stop that recording real quick. Sorry, my daughter came down. I can't even remember where I left off at. Oh, the people that just want to like see somebody like one time a week or just on the weekends. Like that's your prerogative, whatever. Like I don't like how much do you like them? I feel like if you're not trying to see them a lot, how much do you really like them? Or I mean, maybe, cause I feel like you gotta have that time together. You gotta have that time together and to really gel, really connect, really put the effort in, the intentional effort. So it's kind of funny to see the people who like didn't want to see him very often. Like, are you dating? But like I see other people that I don't consider even friends more than I see you. you know. But yeah, you can chalk me up for a daily. But the thing is, in my mind, I know that's not realistic. I know a daily is not realistic unless you're living together. If not, I don't think it's realistic. To be honest with you, unless you just popping in, visiting, getting the other. But so with that, I'm gonna walk it back a little bit and say, fuck it, I'm gonna stand on it. I'm gonna say, make it. This chalk me up for daily. All right, just chalk me up for daily, especially if I really like you and I enjoy your company and enjoy being around you. Yeah, because I'm probably thinking about you anyway. You know me, I'm an overthinker. I'm probably thinking about you anyway, so we might as well just be in the same room. All right. I'm just saying. But it's funny the wide range of days that people picked and like how people treat relationships. And I wonder if it's a youth thing. Like I'm sure a lot of people. This is social media so social media is made up a lot generally of young people. And I wonder if it's like a young people thing. Like they want their time alone, and so like stop. Let's simmer down. We don't need to see each other every day. Don't one of those type of things. But yeah, they don't really like each other. They do not like each other. That bottle crack was loud. I apologize. That's all loud. Excuse me. I thought of this while overthinking. I was overthinking, and it was like I said I do when I overthink. Sometimes I create, possibilities, like things that could be happening. Ain't happening, but they are, and it just go in my head that situation's happening in my head, and I'm going through the process of it, And in that my situation in my head, a female says to me, or I reply to them, talking about relationships, reply to them, I can make you happy. She wanted to know why I wanted to be with her, and I replied, I can make you happy. And I stopped on my overthinking right there. And honestly, I don't even know why I was even thinking of this situation, because my mind works constantly like that. This random fucking shit comes up all the time. And I create these scenarios. Maybe it's the creative, part of my brain, like, because I'm a writer and everything. So it's always got something going on, like creative going on, like situations. I don't know. And I just lend into life sometimes. But I thought about that response. How men will say, men will say, I can make you happy. Like, that's the reason you should be with me. I can make you happy. Like, isn't that the most brash and bold thing to say to a woman ever, or anybody? Like, really? Like, there's no way you can go and step in front of anyone and confidently say, you should pick me, you should be with me because I can make you happy. There's so many things wrong with that. And I feel like, you see it in movies, you see it in shows, and they write this line all the time. And I'm sure it's been said many times in real life as well, where men are trying to get the girl, and they say, "I can make you happy." It's a declaration of love, basically. Like, I can make you happy. And I think that's a misguided, like, declaration that probably we should stop saying, right? Because you don't fucking know that. You don't know where their mental and emotional state is and what it would take to make them happy, first of all. You're just picking a surface level make you happy, right? And also men, the first thing is like, oh, I can make you happy. See, the part to leave off, what I think a lot of men were thinking of, the part of I can make you happy in the bedroom. That's what they're thinking of. Oh, I can make you happy, girl. Don't you worry about it. One of that type of shit. But can you really make them happy? Like, boldly claiming without knowing, like, the deep interworkings of this person, and knowing them in any type of way, emotionally, or on where they're at in their life, and saying, I can make you happy. I just feel like it's somewhat disrespectful to the other person to, like, just say that. And thinking, if depending on where the other person is, like, if they fall for that shit, then they ain't happy, they're lonely, maybe. And just because this stand-in says he can make you happy, it don't mean he can. It don't mean he can. It's like men. I feel like we as men, and I can see in the younger generation, I feel like it might be changing a little bit because they seem softer. It's what it is. They seem softer. So they're more tuned in to the sensitive side and the emotions and so forth. But like anybody older, from older generations, like, saying something like, we lived off surface level shit like that. We lived off surface level shit like that. And I think back into previous, situations with females, and like when you're saying stuff to, like, hopefully, what you're trying to do is just make them happy, but it's not. It's making them happy for the moment. It's kicking in like dopamine levels to make them feel something in that moment, and they hear those words, and like, you're like, oh gosh, that's so sweet, whatever, blah blah. But in the long run, is it really making anyone happy? But like I said, I mean, I feel like that's like like the sentence is like chopped in half because I feel like when men say shit like that, and I think it's a silly thing to say, but I think when men go for that, they are actually like talking about, oh, don't you worry about it. I can put it down in the bedroom, so on and so forth. Blah, I can make you happy, you know. I think it's so silly. It's childish, to be honest with you. It's kind of childish. Speaking of men in the bedroom, I thought of this today. At what point, at what point does a boy feel like he has turned into a man? My generation, you're always you basically just taught. You basically just taught. Oh, you become a man when you have sex. That's the way it is. Your friends fucking tell you that. TV fucking tells you that. That's when you've become a man. It's when you've had sex. You're a man now. And it's kind of so unfortunate, right? Because a man that's saying, "Oh, I can make you happy," just haphazardly, who's probably already had sex. That's a boy. That's the way a boy thinks. That's childish behavior. But like, what is it? What is it though? What is it? I'm trying to think. I thought about it and tried to think what point in my life did I think, oh, I'm a man now. It wasn't sex. The way these kids are, the children have sex. 15, 16, 17, you know, whatever. They be having sex out here and they ain't ready for it and it's not sex. I think it's the grasping of the gravity of the world and the decisions we make and well the outcome of the decisions we make, whether they be good or bad, and the responsibility for the outcome, no matter what. I think when you start thinking on a different, not so, I'm saying shallow a lot this episode. I feel like when you're thinking not so shallow and a little more deep about things, and taking responsibility for actions, and honestly, not making the same stupid actions that you would if you were a child. I think that's the road to, you know, when you're becoming a man. God, that is a hard question, isn't it? That is a hard question. I mean, can you really pinpoint when a boy becomes a man? Because they say if you look at on the women's side, say a woman becomes a girl becomes a woman when she gets her period. That you are now a woman, and we all know that's not true. That's just a physical representation of it. You've crossed over into womanhood because you have a period now. But that's just I feel like we as society need physical representations for things. The period for women, men having sex for the first time, or boys having sex, whatever, having sex for the first time. They need to have physical representations of things. I don't think it's that. I think that's thinking too one-dimensionally about growing up and maturing. and we everyone still says, "Oh, you're a woman now," when you get your period. I mean, that's still said, but I think it's very a one-dimensional way of thinking, and it's more involved of how you are reacting to relationships and the world mentally and emotionally. That's kind of the decider of when you're now, I'm gonna say an adult now because I'm talking about men and women. When you're an adult, and I mean, it's not to say you still can't be immature as an adult because there's plenty of immature. I'm an immature adult. I like joking around a lot, but also, I feel like I'm emotionally and mentally, responsible and mature when it comes to things that matter. It's an interesting thing. Let me know when you think you became a man or when you became a woman, and don't tie it to physical things or actions with other people like sex and whatnot. I'd really like to know, like, when do you think you became crossed over into adulthood? My goddaughter's getting ready to start college. Very proud of her. And I think that's always like a good bridge, a good transition into it, right? Because right now, she's 18, but I wouldn't call her an adult. I would, she still might be kind of childish, but I think when you go out on your own and have to navigate the world and navigate relationships all by yourself and understand your reactions to things and understand how people reacting to you and this that, and the other, the whole complexity of all. I think that's the whole thing of why people it's I think it's good for what. That's about the only reason why I'm not a big fan of college. But anyway, now, back then in my day, yes, but now not so much. But kids going out and finding themselves basically, and within that 4 years, becoming more mature and more adult like. But yeah, get in my comment section. Let me know. What do you think is the mark for adulthood, and when men become men, and when boys become men, and when girls become women? It's tough to. I'm sure there's probably different answers from everybody. I think it's multifaceted. I'm not going to say my opinion is the end all be all. But yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. Please, thank you for listening. Follow me on all my places. Just look at my name, JC Weakley. You'll see me. And I appreciate it. And until next time, peace.